In the wild, the food chain usually operates on a simple, ruthless logic. Size and brute strength dictate who is in charge. Apex predators sit at the top of the hierarchy because their physical dominance is absolute. But in a deep patch of old growth known as the Emerald Woods, the resident alpha, a lion named Leo, operated differently. He spent time consulting with the forest's smallest residents, Swift the rabbit and Pip the mouse, choosing to rely on their hyper-tuned observational skills rather than solely on his own muscle. That reliance on observation over brawn was tested during a routine border patrol. Leo stepped onto dry leaves masking a hidden snare. Instantly, the trap triggered, violently hoisting the massive lion 10 feet into the air. This is a textbook example of asymmetrical neutralization, a completely passive, engineered tool eliminating the most powerful biological force in the forest in a single motion. Leo's primary biological weapons were useless here. A lion's claws are perfectly evolved to tear flesh and grip prey, but they cannot pierce or sever the dense, reinforced weave of industrial-grade hemp rope. Looking at this 2D vector diagram of the slipknot mechanism, we see exactly why his strength became a liability. As outward kinetic force is applied, every time the lion struggles, the mechanism converts that energy to increase the inward tension. Against engineered tension, pure muscle only tightens the snare. The forest had suddenly lost its primary defender, creating an immediate power vacuum and a ticking clock before poachers arrived to collect their catch. Miles away, that distant struggle registered as a low-frequency vibration. Swift, the rabbit, possesses specialized seismic hearing, allowing him to detect the exact frequency of a lion's distress roar traveling through the ground. Beside him, Pip, the mouse, instantly diagnosed the emergency. He recognized the acoustic signature of an apex predator in a panic and initiated immediate mobilization. Because a mouse cannot cover miles quickly, they utilized a combined rapid transit method. Swift acted as a high-speed terrestrial transport, carrying Pip on his back to seamlessly clear logs, streams, and geographical obstacles. When they reached the extraction zone, the contrast was stark. The massive live hung completely exhausted and defeated, while the tiny rescue team arrived calm and ready to execute a precise tactical plan. Swift immediately utilized his high-speed mobility to run a wide perimeter sweep. He needed to confirm the operational zone was completely clear of poachers before the actual extraction could begin. Through specialized biological traits, seismic detection, and high-speed terrestrial mobility, a distant, unseen crisis was transformed into a fully secured operational zone within minutes. With the area clear, the infiltration phase began. Pip scaled the wooden support beam of the trap. Because his body weight is negligible, he completely bypassed the tension sensors that would have triggered secondary snares. This is where micro-dexterity succeeds over massive strength. While blunt force claws fail against fibrous materials, the sharp, steady gnawing of rodent incisors acts like a highly specialized saw. This structural load map shows the system's exact weak point. Red lines highlight how tension forces converge on a single central binding knot. Pip applied targeted pressure at that convergence point, 9 to sever the fibers where the load was heaviest. As the knot fails, the entire tension network collapses. The heavy rope nut snaps open in mid-air, dropping the lion safely to the forest floor. A microbiological tool, applied directly to a structural point of failure, systematically dismantled an engineered system specifically designed to hold an apex predator. Standing safely on the forest floor, Leo looked at his 2 tiny rescuers. His physical strength was intact, but it had proven insufficient for the specific challenge of the snare. The encounter proved that dominance without environmental awareness is a liability. For the forest to remain secure, the lion realized he had to integrate the specialized skills of his companions into his regular routine. The following day, Leo called for an assembly at the Great Rock. He used the event to establish a new protocol for how the Emerald Woods would be monitored and protected. He formally integrated Swift and Pip into the forest's leadership structure to address his own physical blind spots. Swift was tasked with long-range vigilance to detect threats before they were triggered, while Pip was designated to handle the tactical analysis of complex obstacles. The most resilient and prosperous ecosystems are not built on brute force alone. They thrive on the strategic integration of diverse, highly specialized capabilities.